What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if you missed it, last week we went for our first drive, and today we're gonna finishing up some stuff because if you guys saw it, there was a couple of issues that kind of came up. The first one I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the trunk and then cut holes in the back just so we at least can close the trunk. Alright, so from the first look at it, it looks like I will have to figure out how to take out this wiring right here. Oop, pointing at the wrong thing. This wiring right here, because it doesn't look like there's any sort of quick disconnect. I mean, there's a couple of plugs right here that I could take out, but for the most part it does look like I have to take off the whole harness part. So take it out from there, and then this I won't need because I'm not going to keep that stuff, that's whatever air pneumatic, whatever stuff that's going on with that. For the most part, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect all this stuff. I'm just going to basically stick to this when opening the trunk. Okay, now one thing I do want to keep is the two lights, which are the switches right here, because I do want to keep this two lights right here. Well, I don't know why it's separated, so you just merge those into one harness, but whatever. Okay, so let's see if I can get that kind of unhooked and everything, and then yeah. Something to note, this is pretty solid vacuum line, so I'm keeping that. You never really know what you could use that for. Definitely thinking somewhere along the lines of a boost gauge, because if you really look at it, it's pretty solid, nice, good, sturdy piece. Alright, so now before I actually take off the trunk, I want to figure out what I need to cut first. So I know I'm going to take off all the support right here, and I will definitely, doesn't look like I'll need a support from this, so maybe this whole back end right here will come right out. I don't anticipate any need for them anymore, because essentially it's just going to be a cover to keep the plates and for the most part the shape of the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this, take off the logo and everything, and I mean, I don't think I need to cut anything in here. And then figure out how far I need to cut exactly for what I need. So here's my thought process. If I calculate how much area this thing has and this one has, that's essentially how much space I need in the trunk. And when I did that, I got about 266 inch squared. Now, I know I don't really need to measure it from here to here because of the space, but for the most part, I just did a rough estimate, and I think it should be good to go. Alright, let me talk about a reasoning why I don't go all the way down here or all the way to the side. Well, if you actually open the trunk, gotta remember that this thing right here sits a lot higher, and also it's, you know, a little bit out or a little bit inwards more. So if you guys look right there, it should match up where it was supposed to be. Now this one, I think I do have to curve it out a little bit like that, but at that point it's just too much work for what it is, so I'm just gonna cut it square like that, figure out what to do later, like a mesh or something like that, and yeah. Alright, so those are gonna be the two holes. Now I'm gonna transfer that inside here, but I mean essentially once I cut this out, I'll know exactly where I need to cut in here. According to this, trunk weighs 24 pounds. Alright, so that looks pretty good. It's time to put it back. What I'm kind of thinking, probably need to put a brace on this, because this is, you know, kind of moves a little bit. I don't like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and put it back and check it out. Now, I can already tell you guys, I don't really like how this looks. especially looks like I overcut here a little bit, but that is okay because it looks like I will probably end up going with my original plan of relocating that plates right here in the bottom and then basically cut this bottom part right here only. Okay, but for now this should do. Now I do want to change up the color of the hood. I'll probably paint this black just so this isn't as visible, and then this of course will have some sort of screen in the front. Now I feel like an idiot. So last week when I drove the car, it started to leak some fluid. So I was like, okay, you know what, I need some better clamps because this thing is not working. And then I realized, you know what, I never actually tightened this darn thing. Somehow I forgot to tighten this one, and as you guys can see, yeah, that is not holding whatsoever. So anyway, I did buy a bunch of clamps anyway, so I'm gonna go replace all this little makeshift clamp that I had laying around. And for the record, they weren't supposed to stay on there, they were just temporary. I was kind of hoping that they would hold up, just as these are also all temporary. So, good working the radiator.